So I'm out driving at night, just like I used to do back before my accident. I'm finally feeling like the old me. I'm not quite driving as fast as I used to drive, but you know what? I'm driving much faster than I drove in the last episode. But I'm out here on this night drive, trying to clear my head and get some late night therapy by myself, because I've got a stressful few matches that are up and coming. We're facing off against Fenerbache, a team that absolutely cooked us in the last time we met. They beat us 5-1. They whooped our ass. They embarrassed us on the main stage. And now we have our chance to get revenge on Fenerbahce in the quarterfinal of the Uefa Europa League. As we can see here, Olympique Lyon facing off against Roma, Porto facing off against Galatasaray, and Manchester United facing off against Totspur. And here we are in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. Fenerbahce getting us kicked off here. And Denis Karo, the guy who absolutely cooked us in the last match, on the ball, threading it through to Ryan Kent. And now Szymanski on the ball, having a shot, but Uenerstal with the save. Uenerstal with a tremendous save at that. And here's Denis Karo on the ball, getting stopped by Hilgers. Eiting passing it to Rotz and finding Karo, and Karo now on the ball in acres of space. And Karo having a shot off the post, it bounces. And Szymanski passing it to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel having a shot. Rotz passing it to Sadalek. Van Wolfswinkel unable to find Karo. And Denis Karo now on the ball. Kaveci with the throw. Kaveci on the ball now. Kaveci passing it to Osai Samuel. And Osai Samuel cutting in, passing it to Szymanski, who gets stopped before he can have a shot. Uenerstal in a bit of trouble there, just managing to get the ball out. And Kaveci now back on the attack. Passing it to Denis Karo. Denis Karo losing track of the ball. Just kidding, he was offsides. Eiting passing it to Karo, and Karo passing it to Van Rooij. And Van Rooij managing to get past the defender, passing it to Karo, and Karo now on the ball. Karo through the defense, having a shot with his left foot, but unable to score. And Fred lobbing the ball over to Kaveci. Van Rooij passing it to Sadalek, and Karo now on the ball. Karo through on goal. Karo having a shot, and I am unable to score. And Szymanski passing it to Ryan Kent. Van Rooij getting the ball off Kent. Karo passing it beautifully to Rotz. And Rotz unable to find Van Wolfswinkel. Ryan Kent on the ball, meeting Van Rooij. And Karo now on the ball. Karo still on the ball through the defense. And Karo getting stopped in his tracks. And the first half comes to an end. 0-0. And to begin the second half, we have Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Karo, and Karo now passing the ball to Sadalek. Back to Karo. Karo to Van Rooij. Van Rooij finding Eiting. Rotz threading it through, and Karo on the ball now. And Karo, I'm going to cut in here, and this defender can't see me. I'm like John Cena. I'm going to do a bit of skill here. And Karo's through on goal. I have a shot, and it's into the back of the net. In the 48th minute, Denis Karo putting FC25 up 1-0 against Fenerbahce. And it's looking a lot different than the first time we met this team. I'll tell you that much. Denis Karo, brilliant bit of skill, cutting in, having a shot, putting it past the keeper. 1-0. And keep in mind, we are the away team in this match. And Denis Karo doing brilliantly to put his team up 1-0. And let's see if we can maintain that lead. And Osai Samuel passing the ball to Kaveci, but Kuipers is there to stop that man in his tracks. And Mert Harkin passing it to Szymanski, who passed the ball to Kaveci. And Osai Samuel on the ball now. Osai Samuel passing the ball back to Kaveci. Kaveci trying to go through on goal. And Denis Karo on the ball now, having a shot, and just wide of the post he goes. And it's because he felt the aura of Karo lingering on his shoulder. And here's Enesiri having another shot, but unable to score. And Kuipers passing the ball to Vlap, who finds Van Wolfswinkel. Eiting on the ball now. Finding Hilgers, who finds Karo. And Karo passing the ball to Rotz. And Rotz passing back to Karo. And Karo with a brilliant cut in. And I'm through on goal. And here I'm going to have another shot. And I'm going to put it into the back of the net. Osai Samuel getting the rebound after a disappointing shot by myself. And Kaveci threading the ball through to Enesiri. And Enesiri having a shot, but Unerstal with a tremendous save. Just managing to keep our lead. And Karo now, you see him in the box. Lagerbelke clearing the ball over to Karo. Karo heading the ball to Sadalek, who threads it through, but unable to find Karo. And Jiku on the ball now, passing it to Kaveci. And Kaveci with some skill on nobody, passing it to Fred, who finds nobody. Rotz passing it to Karo now. Karo to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel to Vlap. Vlap to Sadalek. Sadalek to Karo, and Karo into the back of the net. Unable to have a shot even. And Sadalek taking the ball off Kaveci. Vlap managing to get the rebound. Sadalek to Eiting. Eiting to Karo, and Karo on the ball, cutting in, cutting through the defense. Karo having a shot into the back of the net. A brace for Denis Karo. In the 80th minute, Denis Karo managing to put the ball into the back of the net for the second time this match. And FC20 up 2-0. A tremendous, thunderous shot by Denis Karo. And the keeper can only bear witness to greatness. And Denis Karo on the score sheet for the second time in this match. And FC20 now has a very comfortable lead in this tie. And here's Eiting passing the ball to Karo, who finds Van Wolfswinkel. Karo passing the ball to Rotz. And Rotz with a big touch. And Rotz cutting in, passing it to Karo. And Karo now cutting in himself, having a shot but unable to get it past Soyuncu. And Ryan Kent on the ball now, passing it to Dzeko. And Dzeko passing it to Fred. And Enesiri on the ball, but unable to get past Lagerbelke. And Lagerbelke once again defending. And Ismail passing it to Kaveci. And Enesiri on the ball, but unable to get past Hilgers. And Rotz will see the end of this match at 2-0 in favor of FC20. And with that victory, we managed to pick up a comfortable lead over Fenerbache in the Uefa Europa League quarterfinal. And you can see the rest of the results on the bracket here. And heading into match week 30 of the Eredivisie, Feyenoord hosts FC20. And of course, it's gonna be a bit of a last hurrah for us, because we need to win the rest of our matches. We need PSV to lose a lot of matches if we want any hope of winning the Eredivisie. And here we have a shot already on Unerstal, causing him to stretch out for the save. And Stang's on the ball now, having a shot by Unerstal with another save. And here we have Quentin Timber lining up for the corner kick. And Timber looking to cross it in. And that he does. And Paz with the shot. And Paz putting the ball into the back of the net. And we fall 1-0 down to Feyenoord. And in the 27th minute, we haven't even registered a shot in this match. And things are looking very bad for us so far. Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Karo. Karo on the ball now, trying to do some magic, but unable to get past anyone. And Latomba threading the ball through to Stangs. And Stangs passing it to Pai Chow. And Quentin Timber now through on goal. And Quentin Timber having a shot, but Unerstal with the save. And Quentin Timber lining up for the corner. Crossing it in once again. And Jimenez with a shot, and Unerstal with a save. And it almost went in once again. And we are in trouble here. And you see Karo lining up for some defense. And Unerstal easily collecting that, and now Karo's on the ball. Karo is still on the ball, and he settles it, and Karo is through on goal somehow. And Karo's not through on goal anymore, but now he is with that after that brilliant bit of skill. And Karo, another fake shot. Passing the ball to Sadalek, who passes back to Karo. Karo throwing the ball through to Van Wolfswinkel, who has a shot but unable to score. And here's Karo getting ready to cross the corner in. And Karo swinging in. And Latomba clearing the ball. Rotz passing to Hilgers. Sadalek with a shot. And Sadalek burying the ball into the back of the net. A tremendous shot by Sadalek. What a goal. And we are back in this match, 1-1. And this, of course, deserves a replay for my boy Sadalek, who just hammered that ball into the back of the net. And FC25 now 1-1, back in this match. And Feyenoord are in trouble. And here's Latomba, cutting in, passing it to Jimenez, who finds Ivanusec, who has a shot, but Unerstal with the save. And just before halftime, Feyenoord with one more corner. Quentin Timber crossing it in. Jimenez with a shot. Unerstal with the save. And the first half will not end, actually. And here we have Kato once again playing defense. Quentin Timber crossing it in. Kato on the ball now. Ref, don't blow the whistle. Don't blow. I see. There he goes blowing the whistle after he just let them play on for 30 minutes. Okay, I see exactly what's going on now. And here's Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Kato. Kato to Rotz. Kato cutting in. And Kato still on the ball. Running into Van Wolfswinkel. And Quentin Timber. Latomba. Finding Ivanusec. Rotz. Taking a big touch. Rotz still on the ball. Rotz cutting back. Passing it to Denis Karo. And Karo now looking to make something happen out of nothing. Passing the ball back to Rotz, who crosses it over and unable to find his target. But Rotz somehow on the ball, throwing it through to Van Wolfswinkel, who finds Kato, but Kato with a terrible touch right into the keeper. And Unerstal passing the ball to Stein, who finds Kato, and Kato threading it through to Vlop, and Vlop still on the ball. Passing the ball to Stein, and Stein to Kato, and Kato with a touch, with a shot, and oh my, Bilo with a save. And unfortunately for Kato, that will be the end of his night. And we're just gonna see this victory out from the bench. And here's Feyenoord getting a last minute corner in. And they're just gonna clear this out, and we're gonna end the match 1-1. And Quentin Timber crossing it in, and Jimenez with the shot, and into the back of the net it goes. And if you've been paying any attention, you know that we have been undefeated in the Eredivisie until this point. But now we have just lost a match in the Eredivisie at the very last minute of the match. And I genuinely don't even think we'll be able to get more than one pass off, and no, we will not. Our very first loss in the Eredivisie this season. A terrible, terrible 2-1 loss to Feyenoord. And we can't let this loss affect us because we have a very important match against Fenerbache up next. And looking at the table now, FC25 in third place on 61 points after that loss. We are now 14 points behind league leaders PSV, which if you do the math, with only 4 matches left, means we cannot win the league, which means we must focus on winning the Europa League and the Oranje Beker. And heading into the quarterfinal of the Europa League, we face off against Fenerbahce, but this time we are the host team. And of course we carry that 2-0 lead from the first match. We just gotta play this one smart, and we can move on to the semi-final of the Europa League. And here's Rotz on the ball. And Sadalek passing it to Eiting. Eiting to Van Roy. Van Roy getting it through to Kato, and Kato with a brilliant touch somehow. Passing it to Rotz. Rotz cutting in. Passing it back to Kato. And Denis Karo with a brilliant turn. And Kato's through on goal, having a shot just wide. Just too high. Oh my, I could have done better with that shot. That would have been a tremendous goal off of that turn. And here's Hilgers passing it to Eiting. Sadalek passing it to Russ, who cuts in. Karo now on the ball. Karo's still on the ball. And Karo's going to cut through and have a shot. And just wide of the post it goes. I've had two brilliant opportunities to put our team up early in this match. And I failed to take both of them. And here's Enesiri passing it to Eiting. And Karo on the ball now. Karo still on the ball with a brilliant bit of skill. And Karo having a left-footed shot. But Livamovic with the save. And Livamovic rolling it to Jiku. And Jiku lobbing it over. And Osai Samuel passing the ball to Kaveci. And Kaveci on the ball now. And Kaveci still on the ball. Passing the ball to Ryan Kent. And Ryan Kent hammering the ball into the back of the net. And Ryan Kent bringing Fenerbahce back into this fixture. And here's Karo passing it to Rotz. And Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Rotz. Van Wolfswinkel on the ball now. And Van Wolfswinkel just laying it off for Karo. And Karo on the ball. Karo unable to get past Jiku. And Merkan passing the ball to Ryan Kent, the man of the hour. Ryan Kent on the ball once again with some skill, but getting stopped. And now Karo passing the ball to Rotz. And Rotz passing to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel finding Karo. Karo with a big touch. Karo still on the ball, having a shot into the back of the net. And Denis Karo with a brilliant goal, bringing his team level in this match. Up 2 goals in the aggregate score. 3-1 on aggregate now. All goals coming from Denis Karo. And Fenerbahce need to dig deep if they want to move on now. And Fred on the ball. And here's Karo jumping for it, but unable to get it. And Enesiri passing it to Ryan Kent. And the first half will end 1-1. A brilliant goal scored by Denis Karo. Fenerbahce now need to score 2 more goals to keep themselves in this match. And here's Kaveci passing the ball to Szymanski. And Kuipers passing it to Karo. Eiting on the ball now, cutting in, passing it to Kuipers. Kuipers passing it to Karo. Vlap passing it back to Karo. And Karo on the ball, cutting in. Karo still on the ball. And Karo cutting through the defense. Cutting in with a fake shot, but unable to have a shot that is real. And here's Szymanski lobbing the ball over to Ryan Kent, who lobs the ball to Enesiri, who finds Ryan Kent once again. Ryan Kent having a shot and ripping it into the back of the net. And we are really in trouble now. Oh shit, this is not good. Fenerbahce just 1 goal away from sending this to extra time. And we've got to be careful with the ball now. Karo passing it to Vlap. Vlap cutting in, passing it to Karo. And Karo, you know what? I'm going to end this match right here. And Karo cutting in, having a shot. But Livamovic with another save. And Osai Samuel passing the ball to Szymanski. Szymanski finding Moxie. And Nesiri having a shot. But Unerstal with a great save. Unerstal hammering the ball. Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Karo, who finds Vlap. And Vlap finding Karo, and Karo with a big touch. And Karo's going to cut in. And Karo's going to have a shot. And Livamovic, you piece of shit. Ruining my shine. And here's Karo swinging in the corner. And Osai Samuel blocking the cross. Vlap passing it to Karo. Karo unable to get the cross off Merkan with brilliant defense. And here's Karo about to cross in this bad boy. And here's Karo with the cross. And Van Wolfswinkel unable to put the ball into the back of the net. And in the 84th minute, Denis Karo losing out on the ball. And Nesiri on the ball now. Passing it to Fred. And Szymanski finding Enesiri, but Enesiri unable to get a good shot off. And Kostic passing it to Karo. And Sadalek finding Vlap. And Kuipers. He's doing something. Here's Kuipers now. About to throw it in. And Lagerbelke lobbing it over to Karo. Karo heading it down to Vlop. Vlop passing it off Osai Samuel's shin, and this match will end 2-1 in favor of Fenerbahce. But guess what? We don't care because we move on. 3-2 in the aggregate score. And what this means is that we will move on to the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League to face off against AS Roma. And if we just turn our heads slightly to the left, we can look at the left side of the bracket and see that Tottenham Hotspur will face off against Galatasaray in the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League. And of course, to recap our league performance, in match week 30, we find ourselves 14 points off the mark, and PSV will be champions by the looks of it. But on the bright side, we are in the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League, so it's not all that bad. And that is where we'll end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. This has been Dennis from Clowney Wall Gaming. Make sure to have yourself a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.